With this day, you have got to tell me how many of you have had the coffee outside. Some people, yes, no, none. Why? Just entered. Yeah, then that's on you. Not on me. But I thought अगर coffee kick in हो गया होगा, so I could have expected a louder energy. Now you have excuse कि अभी coffee तो गया नहीं है. But don't worry, we're gonna send you back for that. But घर से तो कुछ breakfast करके आए होंगे. We are already at the half of the day, right? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a little bit of attendance check and we're just gonna see कि आप लोग आ चुके हैं, present हैं. So for that, what we're gonna do is you just have to put both your hands up in the air, drop your mobile phones for a second, clap. Let's do a little bit of warm up. Let's clap. Come on. Let's do. Come on. Clap. A little bit louder. Can we do a little bit more energy? Yes. इससे आपका भी एडवांटेज है, बाय द वे, यू नो ना, ब्लड सर्कुलेशन, ब्लड फ्लो बेटर होता है. सो आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू ऑल द बेनिफिट्स एंड नॉट जस्ट फॉर मी. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I officially begin the Digifest 2026 brought to you by Inkspell Media. And I actually welcome you all from the bottom of my heart. It's so good to see all these faces sitting here. I'm sure we have entered in this room from different walks of life. So it's very, very good to see all of you sitting together under one roof for one common purpose. We all know we are here for awards tonight, but apart from those awards, there's also some very, very interesting fireside chats and keynote addresses. So stay tuned for that. I know the common link in between all of us is that we somewhere belong from same or perhaps similar industry. Maybe the strata or the genre of work might be different, but we revolve around the similar domain. And that domain dominantly today is powered by the digital age. So everything surrounds in this AI era. Everything has gone perhaps into 10x speed when we talk about digital world that we are in, or perhaps AI that we are in. And we're going to amalgamate that and we're going to see and talk about the marketing, the future of digital innovation in this domain as well. But before we delve into all of that, let me also introduce to all of you these milestone editions that we're going to celebrate today together. So the awards, the R&Rs are divided in between three different categories, starting with Social Star Awards. I'm going to brief you later what that is. Then we're going to move to Ad World Showdown Awards, which is in its 4th edition, by the way. And then Drivers of Digital Award. We like to call it DOD, and it is in its 10th edition. So over and over again, every year we come back with these awards. So thank to all of you for sending in your nominations, for being a part of it. And you know, this to and fro of talent, vision, and of course not just that, creativity should just keep going on and on again. Now, without any further ado, I actually would like to take a moment here to thank all the partners who have made this day possible. So please clap while I introduce them. Starting with number 1, Approach Entertainment PR and Communication Partner. Thank you so much, Approach Entertainment. Go Spiritual is our spiritual partner. Global Trends Forum, our media partner. And India Creative Industry Council, our media partner. Thank you so much for the support. It really plays a very pivotal and vital role in bringing all of this together and putting all of this together. And I would also like to take a moment to thank yet another very, very special group of people, our jury. I think they have literally given their heart and soul because all the entries were so good. It's so difficult to pick one. I think the jury has the hardest job, in this process. And without any further ado, it's time to acknowledge this jury. Ladies and gentlemen, our jury who brings deep industry insights, vision, experience, and credibility, starting with, let's keep clapping while we take their names. Of course, Abhishek Mehta, Digital Marketing Lead, Healthcare Foods, Dabur. Adityan Kayakal, Ex-Vice President, Marketing, Jupiter Money. Amitabh Biswas, Marketing Head, IPs Entertainment, CTV Times Network. Amiya Swaroop, Partner, Marketing Advisory Services, Ernst & Young LLP. And then Anil Gurnani, Chief Sales Marketing Officer, TTK Prestige. Anshuman Chakravarti, Head of Marketing and Communication, Communication, Somani, Ceramic. Also, Archana Roche, Global Head, Measurement and Analytics, Truecaller. Devang Mehta, Head of Marketing, Anand Rathi Group. Dr. Ankur Das Gupta, Chief Experience Officer, Garage Collective. Gaurav Sharma, Media and Marketing Europe, Strategy and Transformation, PepsiCo. Gaurav Soni, Head of Media, Perfetti Van Mel. Imran Kadri, Marketing and PR Head, Asia Emerging Markets and India, Harley Davidson. Jitain Agarwal, Chief Marketing Officer, India, SAARC and Middle East, Hetic India. Madhavan Sekar, Head of Marketing, Amazon Pay, Amazon. Prateek Suri, Director, Marketing and Creative Head, Swiggy. Rubina Singh, Managing Director, India, NP Digital. Ruchika Vyas, Head of Content Strategy, CNBC, TV18. Shalmali Desai, Senior Vice President, B2B Revenue, Tata Play. Shalu Zala, Vice President, Marketing Strategy, Social Media, HSBC. Sharmila Sandeep, General Manager, Marketing, FMCD, CG Power. Shrishil Deshnur, ex-Chief Marketing Officer, Indra IVF Group. Shweta Srivastav, Senior Vice President, Digital Marketing, Usha International. Sumit Pava, Head Brand Content, Social Media, Tata Tele Business Services. By the end of it, let's clap now, at least officially, to thank all the jury who have taken some time and decided your names. Perhaps I'm assuming each and every individual sitting in this room goes back home with one trophy. So thanks to this jury for doing the honors, for taking out their precious time. Incredible lineup of all these leaders and innovators in their domain. Now, okay, ladies and gentlemen, on this note, Digifest 2026 officially begins, and to now officially start with this beautiful lineup of arenas that we have, we also have a very, very special person in this room who I'm going to invite, and all you have to do is just support me with a huge, huge round of applause. One and only Mr. Senthil Kumar Hari Ram. Can we have a huge round of applause, because he's going to come on stage, step up for the first keynote address. Let me also give you a brief about the topic while he takes time to walk upon the stage. Marketing in 2030. What will define the next decade? Marketing across this decade has actually changed its game time and again. We have seen life, work, professional, startups, and who's and who of the domain change. But what's next? What's in store? What's in future? What can we anticipate when it comes to 2030? And who better than the industry veteran himself? Senthil is a visionary entrepreneur, digital transformation leader with over 15 years of experience in scaling brands and building high-impact teams. He's also the founder and managing director of FTA Global, where he's redefining agency model with AI-driven, outcome-focused growth solutions. So, well, Senthil, over to you. I think this is something which all of us are equally excited about. Let's see what you have to say when it comes to, what to expect in 2030. We're already sitting in 2026. So, over to you.
Thank you. Just a quick check if the mic is working. Great. So, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for making it up. It's quite a pleasant environment outside. That's what I heard from my friend. I'm coming from Bangalore. I was expecting 50 degrees, but luckily the weather was a bit patient with us today. It was good. So yeah, predicting about 2030. I like the fact that there's a spiritual partner here, right, for this event. So, with spirituality aside, predicting things, it cannot happen by sharing people's own opinions, because everybody in this room will have your own opinions about something, right? A great prediction will work if you take a step back and look at the past and identify a pattern. Because if you're making a prediction based on your immediate last 2 weeks kind of a thing, then your prediction may go wrong. However, if the prediction is made based on identifying a trend, a slightly longer trend. Now, this is one of the success mantra that these traders use, right? I'm sure many of you will be doing investments, trading and stuff. I'm not going to sell you any course, don't worry. But, if you have seen successful traders, investors, right, they don't react to market noise immediately, right? They'll take a step back and look at a slightly longer trend period, right? If you look at our own Nifty, right? if you look at it in an immediate basis, it may have fallen a lot, but if you take a step back and see over the last 20 years, it has grown significantly, right? The same with gold and a lot of other things as well. So a great prediction should begin with looking at long term. So the same for this 2030 marketing trend as well. So when this topic was given to me, I was just thinking, am I going to share my opinion with you all? Because if that opinion is going to be there, then it's going to be all AI, right? Because that's what you may have heard everywhere. But as a real marketer, we should always look at 2 steps back. That is technically 2 decades ago, what has happened, and right now where we are. This way, you all in this room can predict what's going to happen next in the next 5 years. So that means you don't have to actually listen to my opinion, but you yourself can frame how it is going to go over the next 5 years, right? And hopefully it makes sense. Now, just a quick question in this room. I hope every one of you are on LinkedIn, right? So, how many of you have really taken a week off over the last 6 months? A real week off, okay, from work, not like where you go to vacation and sit and work and call it as workation by fooling yourself. A real off. Have anybody taken like that over the last 6 months? Probably only one. Maybe you're the one in the million. What about a couple of days off from LinkedIn? Have you guys been off from LinkedIn for a week? That's great. That means you're doing a good job. Why? Because LinkedIn has the habit of, if you're off from LinkedIn for a week, and then suddenly when you open LinkedIn and when you see the feed, a random dude would have figured out that there's a laptop with 21 agents running, and they have fired the agency, fired the marketing team, everything is being handled by agent. One claim will be there. There will be another claim, they have built an N8N workflow, everything is being done automatically. Then there is another one who says SEO is dead, marketing is dead, everything is dead as per LinkedIn, right? But we don't know what is living. Maybe AI is the only living being, but it is unfortunately a machine. So people have the habit of creating those opinions and saying, so much so that it will create a FOMO for you. This FOMO is not missing a party, right? This FOMO is like as though the world has moved on completely over a week where you have not been on LinkedIn, and then suddenly there is like too many changes have happened, and then everybody has figured out except me. That is the mindset that puts you in. And then the same would not have been the case 10 years back, where 10 years back when you are not on LinkedIn or not completely updated for a month also, not much would have changed. Probably some algorithm updates, probably ad manager, Facebook ad manager would have made some few tweaks in the platform. That's about it. Within 2 hours, if you spend, you are fully updated, because the fundamental never changed about 10 years back. But right now, these are changing every single day, right? Now, that is something which creates a situation where for you to stay updated and all, and that's where most of these platforms are also taking you as a bait. Now, this is where we start with, where the speed of noise that you're seeing on LinkedIn is not the speed of the progress. Because bigger shifts in marketing, they never happened overnight, or they never happened because somebody announced on LinkedIn, right? The bigger actual shift is happening when you actually analyze the data, your analytics or your ad campaigns. So that is where the real shift is happening, not just on LinkedIn or so. So historically, ever since the ChatGPT came mainstream, so much content is being put up right now, so much that about the topic AI compared to anything else that is happening in the world history. AI currently gets so much focus, so much content is produced. Now, this speed of content production doesn't mean everybody is having some progress, because this speed of AI adoption happened only in the last few years. That means we may think, is it like only now this AI has come into existence? No, absolutely not, right? Back in 2011, right, when IBM Watson, you guys have heard about IBM Watson, right? Somehow people forgot about it in the same speed at which it went, right? In Jeopardy, it broke the record. It beat nearly 2 to 3 world-class, players during 2011, right? It's like almost, suddenly it looks like 15 years. And then they locked it out. It was not available mainstream. Only enterprises got access to it, and it was all experimental and stuff. That's about it, right? So what we're going to do is to look at, like I said at the start of my note, Like, let's take a step back and see what actually happened, only the key things that has happened, and then together let us see how this prediction is going to be over the next 5 years. So we'll start with 2005. Now, why specifically 2005 is because after the dot-com bubble crash that happened in 2005, there was a lot of setting period that happened. Right in 2005 marks a significant year for marketing, because that year Google Analytics came in for the first time. Of course, it was previously called Urchin and Google bought it. And then Facebook was about a year old. They were switching from just from a US native to across the globe. They were getting a lot of traction. And third thing is YouTube was found. The first zoo video it was on YouTube. It was during 2005 as well. So these three things is where the real digital marketing thing started taking shape, because people were also started moving into digital at that time, and they were hordes and hordes of people were getting in. In that time, the question that was mostly spoken in the marketing teams were, where is the customer, right? Now, that customer, are they consuming the content on TV, radio, newspaper? All those things were there, but suddenly when Facebook was happening, when Twitter, YouTube, so suddenly people started questioning, where is the customer online? Now that gave rise to a new kind of a discipline called media planners, where the digital media planners started looking at where the customer is present, whether the customer is on YouTube, whether they are on Facebook. If it is in Facebook, where are they? What is the kind of targeting we can set? All these were not available during the days of the newspapers and TVs. You have to listen to third-party publications, Bark and all, and you have to rely on that data. However, these things gave a significant boost to the boardrooms in the marketing world, where is the customer was easily answered. They were able to find the customer. The simple thing is, find the customer, place the ad, make them click on the ad. That's about it. Humans were creating the copy. Humans were planning the strategy, how to deploy, how to reach those people and stuff, and it was all going fine. Now, in the 2011, like I said, the IBM Watson and all these things happened. And during that same period, Facebook acquired more than 600 to 700 million people into the platform, and truly social became the talk of the town. So the presence of a brand on these platforms was the most important thing. Wherever we were speaking with, at that time I was an executive at that time, the first thing was, is the brand available on Facebook? Is the brand available on all these social channels? If not, create it and start engaging with the community. That is what formed the center stage between 2005 to 2015. Now, during 2014, right, two things, very important things happened. One, Google search, Google, which is the largest traffic source, for the web, they changed their algorithm from a lexical search towards a more understanding what people are searching for, and we call it as semantic search. So lexical search is nothing but word to word, understanding what is this word, it's there present in the web page, and then it tries to rank for it. It's a very simple way that they used to do. But they changed the algorithm from lexical towards a semantic, where it started trying to understand meanings of words. If somebody is searching about where to buy apple, based on their history, it knows whether he is referring to a phone or a fruit or whatever that is. And then it also started looking into the location targeting, because the same year, 2014, for the first time, mobile usage was more than the desktop. That became even more important for Google, because they can now do precise location targeting. They know, because a lot of mobile phones, obviously, they share the data. So it became easier for the brands to target location-specific individuals and mobile-specific individuals also. Now, during the same period, only iPhone also, during 2008, 9, so the iPhone launch, and that also was bustling, and that also contributed to this growth. This is the 10-year kind of a summary, right, from 2005 to 2015. Of course, there are many has happened, but these are some significant things that shaped the way that the marketing direction was going on. Like, where is the customer? Find the customer, place the ad. That's about it, right? Now, when we move to the next decade, between 2015 to 25, so what really happened was, people know where the customer is. Everybody knows people are spending time on Meta, on Instagram, and then they know they are Googling. You can place your ads. On Twitter, you can place the ad. You can do programmatic. So a lot of those things started appearing. But the important thing that started happening was, who is the customer? We all know where is the customer until then, but who is the customer? Because that becomes a center point. Now people are trying to understand who is the customer, where are they present, what are their interest levels, right? And this who is the customer became a very crucial point for retargeting ads, for programmatic. The data suddenly became a very, very big thing. And things were going fine in the marketing community until 2018, where suddenly the Cambridge Analytica scandal happened. I'm sure a lot of you may remember. They simply scraped the entire data and they were using it for the elections and stuff. And they got slapped with $5 billion fine. That's when European region, they woke up, and then the GDPR is something which they deployed. And the cookies, which is the fulcrum of the whole digital marketing campaigns, that started taking a hit because websites are no longer allowed to collect the information of the user without their consent, right? Now when the cookie depreciation started happening, suddenly people with first party data, they became the heroes. First party data became the currency. That's one of the reasons why, be it on LinkedIn or any social platform, the moment you add an external link, that post will never perform, because they don't want people to go out of the platform. They want, as more and more time you spend within the platform, the better for these systems. So this became the main turning point for the between 2015 to 2025. And then the COVID hit, and obviously you all know what happened. And then the November of 2022, where the ChatGPT, when they became mainstream, that changed the game completely. Now circling back to the Watson era, where people are in very much excited about that, but then they don't know how to use it. When a technology is available to public, right, when a mass audience, when it goes mainstream, that is when a lot of change will happen. Now, what IBM failed to do was, not failure, probably they understood something and they didn't want to release it to public, so they kept it under the hood. But when ChatGPT came in, and obviously Claude and everybody started, Perplexity started coming in, suddenly you are placing a very powerful assistant in the hands of the people. And 75% of global audience who are using internet, they have been started using the AI tools. So much so that in Google, there is per day 14.5 billion queries are searched, right? It took them almost 25 years. But in ChatGPT, 2.5 billion prompts are being prompted, per day. And this is only ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is only 70% of the LLMs. The remaining 30% is lying with Perplexity, with Claude and all. I love Claude, by the way, right? But, with all these split up happening, imagine, 30% of another 2.5. So almost like 3 to 3.3, 3.4 billion prompts are being done on these things. So truly it has become mainstream, the ChatGPT and the LLM specific. So who is the customer is something suddenly became very easy for people to know that, okay, my customers are the ones who are spending more time on ChatGPT, and now I want to be featured over there. That became the center question. Now that formed the core for this 2025 to 2035, but probably will take a mid-stay at 2030. Now if you guys have seen the trend, we are looking at where is the customer. So the presence of the brand became very crucial. Next, after we know where the customer is present, who is the customer, what is he doing, how do we target? That became a center stage. Now the third thing that's happening because of LLMs is that who is guiding the customer, right? And you guys may be already known about these meta updates that has happened, the Andromeda update, where everything, the platform itself is trying to manage everything. All you have to do is upload the creatives. It will read your website. It knows what to target. It does everything in a way, but it's not outstanding. Still, we have seen personally, if you run it manually, it works well, but they are also trying a lot. So machines are more and more beginning to guide the customers. Now I talked about LinkedIn, but let's look into YouTube also. I'm sure every one of you use YouTube a lot. There is only two entry points on YouTube, right? One, you wanted to learn about something, so you straight away get into YouTube, search for it, watch it, and then that video may be for some 5 minutes, but I'm pretty sure you'll end up wasting 40 minutes, 1 hour on YouTube without even realizing that you've spent the time. How? Is because YouTube knows what to show you in the next scroll. In fact, 70% of YouTube's views comes from recommendations only. So you just simply open your homepage of YouTube. I'm pretty sure in 5 minutes you would have found a video which you like and you will start watching it. That's the way the algorithm has been tweaked, because Google knows so much about you, about your interest, either political, geopolitical issues or whatever that is. Google knows what you're interested in. So immediately if you open YouTube, you will know, you will be switching towards it. Now, that means you are not searching for it. You are being guided towards that interest which you are having. That is something which is the currency right now, right? How we tap an audience, guide the audience based on their interest without them even searching for it. That is where all the brands are, all the bigger ecosystems are getting into, be it LinkedIn, be it YouTube, or be it Meta, Instagram, everywhere, all the reels, everything you see, it's consistently learning from you. It's a machine learning, right? If you skip a video, it knows that you have skipped it within 3 seconds is the cutoff time. If you are not staying for 3 seconds within a post, it learns it. And if you consistently keep showing that, obviously you may not see that kind of video itself. However, the good or bad thing about these machines is that they will again resurface it after a month to test if you are still interested on it, because so much content is available for you now that whatever topic you are in, you will quickly get bored of the topic, because too much of consuming anything is, I mean, they say the proverb, right? Too much of anything is good for nothing. No matter what topic you're interested in, too much entertainment, probably it may be not for the entertainment's sake, for the jokes and stuff, it may not. You may not get bored out of it. But the central topics, whatever that you're interested in, sooner or later you'll get bored. That's the reason why a lot of news, everything, if you see a pattern, right? For a month, it will be on that. It will be about Trump for a month. Later, it moves to something else. It was Epstein files before. So like that, the movement also starts happening because people are bored about it, right? Because maximum time limit for that is probably a week. That's about it. People want to know next. So when this repeated learning keeps happening about you, and the more you are consuming it, what is actually has happened right now, whether you are a ChatGPT user or whatever that you have been using, right? You yourself question, when was the time where you actually sat and think about a specific thing, where you learned, the joy of learning and then implementing something. Right now it's going down. Why? Because ChatGPT can behave like an Einstein. You can say, hey, next 1 hour, you be an Einstein, explain me about theory of relativity. It will do that. Explain to me as a 8-year kid. It will do that, right? This assistant, and in the background, what it is doing, it is also searching. It's researching. It has its own data set where it has learned. Sometimes when you're asking about which is the best project management tool I can use for my business, then it's doing a live search on various places and it's collecting the information. So it's making you basically, I wouldn't say lazy, but it's actually making it more convenient for you to access that information. And on the other side, the content infrastructure is so high that a lot of content is also being pumped in. On one side, tons and tons of content is pumped in, and on the other side, these LLMs are organizing it and guiding you in a way, and so much so that some people are uploading medical records to get the advice. This has become like a second opinion for your life. Be it as a doctor, we get second opinions for medical, right? People are now getting second opinions from there. If your gym instructor is saying something, in fact, nowadays people are giving their own instructions to the gym instructor, saying that, see, this is one Arnold followed and I want to become an Arnold. And it gives you a clear this thing. It doesn't understand. Whatever throws in, it throws out. That's it. Now, so much so that over the next 5 years, whether we like it or not, people are going to think less. Why? Because humans, we have been made to search for something, search for knowledge, hunting, everything. We've been always searching and then gathering it. But without searching, when you are getting everything, what will happen, right? You will obviously become lazy. So this 5 years is something which the paradigm is that the guiding force of these machines are going to take a center stage. If brands are not waking up to it, then it's a hit and miss kind of situation, because it's not a option anymore, because these are becoming mainstream. Like I said, 70% is being done through ChatGPT and all, so this has become mainstream. Now, this is how the decisions are currently made. It's not a surprising thing. You know about this already, most of you, right? Previously, what used to happen? You used to search something, you click a result, you read about it, then you make an action. For example, if you are looking for a best, CRM for your business, you'll be doing a similar thing. You'll be reading reviews, everything. But for doing all those activities, there was a search engine that was helping you to find that. But now what is happening is that people are going into the other platforms also, like an assistant. The assistant is doing the work for you. It is searching for multiple, because you don't have time to sit and go through tons of reviews. You don't know whether it's a fake review or a real one. So you're always you want the answer straight away. That's it. You don't want to see a 10-second ad, skip it, and then you want to read about it. You want to straight away want to know what is it. That's it. And then you have to move on. Now, this is what the brands getting recommended on these LLM platforms becomes so important, and it's important that the brand becomes part of the answer. So basically, the influence previously was happening after the click is done. You show the ad, people click, they come to your website, and then you try to influence your customer to buy from you. But now the influence is happening within the LLMs. So they are already doing the analysis, then they are coming to do a transaction on your website. Now again, the transaction is also getting automated, where nowadays, now there is a recent patent with Google. What they are doing is they are trying to create a custom website for on your brand. They know the customer experience, so much so that Google doesn't believe that you will provide that experience. Google itself will provide that experience to the customer. They want to read your entire website. They want to create a customized landing page for the user based on their search, and it's more like a search result page for your own website, and the customer gets to see that. So these are all the patents. This is the way these guys are going, and this is something which will be fed into an AI agent. So when an agent is making a decision to research about something, this will be presented to them. So this is the influence metric that is happening, and it is even going to go further more on that. So the important question, if you are on a brand side, is that of course agencies also, can these machines understand your brand, right? Now a simple thing for that is you can check on ChatGPT or Claude or wherever that is. Ask it what does it know about you. About either you can start with your personal brand or you can start with your company brand and ask what does it know, right? And it knows about something based on what it has learned from your website. All the content that you have put out there, your website, your social, your PR, everything put together is what these LLMs are so far knowing about it, right? So the question here is whether your brand whether it has properly understood your brand, right? The communication, the brand positioning, is it correct or not? If your brand is trying to go all over the place, the machines are going to get confused about who you are. For example, if it is FTA, we focus on certain niche and we want to be known for that. That's it. We don't want to be known for everything in the world, because that is something which is gone case, right? Now if a brand is thinking that they can own everything in the world, then so much content has to be put out for the LLMs to do. So can these machines understand your brand? Now how do we make the machines understand the brand? That is where this comes in, search engineering. Now SEO as a discipline, it has always been seen as a spammy tactic, right? I'm talking about 2008-10 onward, because when Google was using the lexical search, which I was telling you, word to word, it was easy for people to game it. They were building multiple content, they were gaming the system, right? So SEO was always looked at as a afterthought. Most of the money was on the media. They wanted instant results because they know where the customer is, they know who's the customer, they just want to show what is it and they're done with it. But now, since the influence is happening within the LLMs, and 90% of the work that is needed is all the SEO work, a genuine SEO work that needs to happen. So we are calling it as search engineering. In this discipline, what's going to happen is, we're going to look at, in search engineering, a brand is going to be taken and going to look at, first of all, what the LLMs know about this brand already. Second thing is, what does this brand want to be known for? And what is your customer journey? At which point of the customer journey are you being recommended or your competitors being recommended? People are tracking it. There are a lot of trackers in the market also. You may have seen a lot of prompt trackers that are coming up, right? The problem with those things is whether these LLMs are talking good about you or bad about you. That is something which also need to be tracked. So, this search engineering entire activity will focus on ensuring that the brand is being looked up well. What is the communication? What is the content strategy? The digital PR, technical SEO, everything combined is what this search engineering is all about. Now, this is something which is going to take mainstream, because the top agencies in the next 5 years, forget about the agencies for a minute. as a brand, right, the first question you should be asking is how is my brand is being read by the machine and what it knows about us. Second, if you are an agency, most of the agencies, they focus on the speed of execution. That is what is being sold, right? Otherwise, brand can set up their own in-house team. They want scale, they want speed, they want strategy, so they deploy an agency. If an agency is only dependent on, the moat as execution, like Body Shop, right, that's going to have a tough time because a lot of these agents are going to replace them. So the main thing here is the clear thinkers, people who are knowing what is needed for the brand. Now that is going to be an important thing for the next 5 years perspective. So the question again is the same thing, if you are going to ask AI about your brand, what does it show? From there, how do you start as a next step, as a base, whether it's talking negative or positive about you, or if there are any wrong numbers out there. There are a lot of brands which we have seen. We are tracking quite a lot of prompts. And what we have seen is there is a lot of wrong information. Some company would have been founded in 2010, but because the AI read from somewhere something, and there is one company it mentioned, the company is closed in India, but actually they are actively recruiting, they are active in India, they don't know what to do with it because somewhere, I think in some people feedback, there was a mass layoff and a lot of people started mentioning that the company is closed in India. But they are actively recruiting in India, but the LLM was saying it's not. And candidates are also getting feedback from these LLMs. So basically, that's the thing which I want you to, walk away from this keynote is that very simple, our machines and is your marketing probably, is it ready for machine readable content? Is it ready for getting featured on these LLMs? That is something which, whether you like it or not, that's the thing that's going to define the entire next 5 years. Everything else is going to be automated, right? This is one where you can control. So yeah, that's the thing. So marketing in 2030, influencing the machines. We have been building websites for humans. We are churning out content for humans. We run ads for humans. But now marketing has to focus on the machines. That's the thing, which is fortunate or unfortunate, but I leave it to you. But yeah, that's the thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I think that was really, really insightful, I think, for all of us. And indeed, a valuable insight from the lens of 2026 to perhaps 2030. Also, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let me also take a moment. Let me also take a moment to introduce the next set of awards that we're going to present to all of you. So let me introduce our first award for this afternoon. That is the Social Star Award. And like I said, we are in its 5th edition. So Social Star Award, it's a premier platform that celebrates excellence in social media marketing predominantly, honoring brands, creators, agencies that have redefined digital storytelling through innovation, through creativity, through impact. Designed to recognize outstanding campaigns, influencer collaborations, of course, powerful online presence, the award brings together the industry leaders and trailblazers under one roof as we are already sitting live. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are only going to begin if you guys give me a yes. Are we ready to begin with the first official awards for this evening? Yes or no? That's a very thanda yes. I mean, this is NCR, still Delhi. Can we get a little bit of Delhi NCR energy? Yes or no? That's more like it. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, now I would request a very special person to please come on stage for doing the honors. Please put your hands together for Nidhi Mittal. Can we have a huge round of applause for Nidhi, please? Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming here. Would request you to do the honors, but before that, I would also request Senthil to please come back on stage. Mr. Senthil, if we can have you back on stage, and if you can do a little bit of honors on the behalf of Inkspell family and felicitate. Can we have a huge round of applause, ma'am, if you can just felicitate Senthil. And thank you so much, Senthil, for doing the honors for all of us and giving such a brilliant keynote address. Huge round of applause. Thank you so much. And we're not going to let you go because here's where this starts for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with the Social Star Awards. And the first category in this set of award is Best Social Strategy Campaign in Advertising, Marketing and PR. And the award goes to Aditya Birla Grasim, Reposition for the Digital Age by Runtime Solutions. Congratulations. Thank you so much. With this, the next category is the Best Social Strategy Campaign in Fashion and Beauty. And the award goes to Myntra End of the Reason Sale. Congratulations to the entire team of Myntra. They're not here at the moment, but congratulations. Next category, ladies and gentlemen, is the Best Short Form Content. And the Best Short Form Content goes to Zomato. Team Zomato, congratulations. Well done. This is the Best Short Form Content. Moving ahead, the Best Low Budget Marketing Campaign. And the Best Low Budget Marketing Campaign goes to Ek Rupe Ka Dam for iMira Opticals by Oro Mira Entertainment. Congratulations to the entire team, Oromira Entertainment. Well done. Moving ahead, we have Best Social Strategy Campaign in Telecommunications. So the award in Best Social Strategy in Telecommunications goes to MSME Day Campaign by Tata Tele Business Service. Congratulations. Well done, well done. This is the Best Social Strategy in Telecommunications, and of course Tata Tele Business Service. Well done. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the Best Influencer Partnership, and the award for the Best Influencer Partnership goes to Cred. Congratulations, Cred. The entire team of Cred, well done. Not here at the moment, but heartful wishes. Next up is Best Design Designer, and it goes to Abhishek Kumar. Congratulations, Abhishek Kumar. Well done. Next up, we have Best Call to Action in a Campaign, and the award goes to India First Life Insurance Company Limited. Congratulations to the entire team, India First Life Insurance. This is Best Call to Action in a Campaign. Next up is Best Social Strategy in Cause NPO NGO CSR, and the award goes to Connecting with Citizens BMC's Digital Outreach by Runtime Solutions. Once again, congratulations to the entire team. Well done, 2 in a row. Team Runtime Solutions. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the Best Online Presence on LinkedIn. And the Best Online Presence goes to TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. Congratulations to the entire team, Best Online Presence LinkedIn. Next up, we have the Best Use of Influencer Marketing. And the award goes to TVS Credit for Raksha Bandhan 2025 campaign. Well done, TVS Credit. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the Best Content Strategy, and the award goes to GE India. Congratulations to the entire team. Next up, we have Best Social Strategy in events. And the award goes to Poila Pabin 2025 by Mineshaft Media. Can we have a huge round of applause, people? Come on, let's do this together. Congratulations, this is Poila Pabin 2025 by Mineshaft Media. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Use of Video. And the award goes to Indra Nagar Ka Gunda, Rahul Dravid by Cred. What a campaign! Indra Nagar Ka Gunda, Rahul Dravid by Cred. Next up is Best Long Form Content Video. And the award goes to, please put your hands together for Josh Talks. Congratulations to the entire team. Best long form content, Josh Talks. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Integrated Campaign. And once again, this goes to MSME Day campaign by Tata Tele Business Services. Congratulations. MSME Day campaign by Tata Tele Business Service. Best Integrated Campaign. Thank you so much. Next up, we have the Best Educational Content, and the award goes to Khan Academy. Congratulations to the entire team. Khan Academy, Best Educational Content. Next up is Best Audience Engagement Campaign, and the award goes to TVS Credit, the Fantastic Five campaign. Congratulations to the entire team of TVS Credit. Next up is the Best Community Engagement, and the award goes to The Soul Store. Huge round of applause for The Soul Store. Best Community Engagement, The Soul Store. Next up is the Best Influencer Celebrity, and the award goes to Thumbs Up and Alu Arjun. The campaign Thumbs Up with Alu Arjun, Best Influencer Partnership in Celebrity. And last but not the least in this category is the Social Media Startup of the Year. And the Social Media Startup of the Year, which grew exponentially, is Snitch. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Snitch. Huge congratulations to the entire team of Snitch. Best Startup, Social Media Startup for the Year. With this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to a close of our first award, the Social Star Award. And now we swiftly transition into our next award, which is the Ad World Showdown Award. Just to give you a little bit of brief about these awards, of course, it's a dynamic platform that brings together the best minds in advertising, branding, marketing to celebrate creativity, to celebrate strategy, to celebrate innovation. And more than just an award ceremony, it serves as a competitive arena where agencies and brands showcase groundbreaking campaigns one after another across the categories like digital, media, PR, brand experience, and so much more. It's designed to push the boundaries, to inspire disruption, and AdWorld, rightly so, combines recognition with collaboration. And many of you are going to bag the trophy home. So let's see who amongst you bags it. Let's begin with the Ad World Showdown Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, the first category in this set of awards is the best use of digital media for brand voice and strategic storytelling. And the award for this one goes to, once again, TVS Credit Raksha Bandhan 2025 campaign. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the best use of insights and analytics. And the award goes to Swiggy Karo Phir Jo Chahe Karo IPL campaign. Next up is the best trends, moments, brand experience digital, and the award goes to Poila Pabin 2025, once again by Mineshaft Media. Back again, 3 in a row. Congratulations once again, Team Mineshaft Media. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the Best PR Financial Service Banking Enterprise. And the award goes to Axis Bank. Dil Se Open. Congratulations, this is the Best PR. Next up is, ladies and gentlemen, the Best Digital Campaign Financial Services Banking Enterprise. And the award goes to GPay Rewards by Google Pay. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Beauty Healthcare Product Design. And the award for this one goes to Wow Skin Science for Apple Cider Vinegar Shampoo Bottle. Congratulations to Wow Skin Science. This is the Best Beauty Healthcare Product Design. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the Best Customer Acquisition and Retention. And the award goes to Branding of Premium Bus Service by KSRTC. Congratulations to the entire team of KSRTC. Well done. This is the Best Customer Acquisition and Retention. Welcome on board, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations once again. Next up, we have Best Use of Social Data. And the award goes to Tinder Ear in Swipe. Congratulations, Best Use of Social Data, Tinder Ear in Swipe. Next up, we have Bravest Brand. Wow, what a category, Bravest Brand. And the award goes to India First Life Insurance Company. Next up is the Best Use of Real-Time Data, and the award goes to Zomato. Once again, Zomato, congratulations, Best Use of Real-Time Data. Indeed, I think all of us use it in real time. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Use of Social and Digital Platforms. And the award for this one goes to TVS Credit, once again, for the Fantastic 5 campaign. Next up is the Best Use of Technology. And the best use of technology is done by KSRTC for introduction of Avatar 4.0. Once again, back on stage, team KSRTC. Congratulations. Superb introduction of Avatar 4.0 by KSRTC. Well done, sir. Next up is the Best Media Planning, Travel, Leisure, Restaurants, Fast Food. And the award for this one goes to one and only Airbnb. Congratulations to the entire team. Next up, we have Best Digital Campaign Display. And the award goes to Flipkart, Big Billion Days. Congratulations, Big Billion Days Programming Display. This one is the Best Digital Campaign Display. Now we are going to transition into the Best Digital Campaign Mobile category. And the award for this one goes to Cred. Congratulations to the entire team of Cred. Next up is the Best Brand Experience through live shows and concerts. And this one, once again, goes to Poila Pabun 2025 by Mineshaft Media. Congratulations, Poila Pabun 2025 by Mineshaft Media. This one is for the Best Brand Experience through live shows, through concerts. Once again, I think that makes it 3 if I'm not wrong. Congratulations to the entire team of Mineshaft Media. Congratulations once again. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the Best Use of Data-Driven Insight. And the award for this one goes to Nika. Congratulations. Next up is the Best Traditional Campaign, Financial Services Banking Enterprise. And the award once again goes to India First Life Insurance Company Limited. Congratulations to the entire team. This is Best Traditional Campaign. Next up is Best Digital Campaign, YouTube. And the award for this one goes to Swiggy. What's in a name? Congratulations to the entire team of Swiggy. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Local Brand. I think we've all heard of it. It goes to Chumbak. Congratulations to the entire team of Chumbak. Next up is the Best Use of Technology. Introduction of KSRTC Arogya once again by KSRTC. Huge congratulations to the entire team. Once again bags the best use of technology. Congratulations, sir. Back to back, too many awards. I think you would need more people to hold them. Let's move ahead now. The last award in this category, ladies and gentlemen, is the Best PR Health Care. And the award for this one goes to Practo. Hashtag Hello Doctor. Congratulations once again to the entire team of Practo. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to a close of this set of awards as well. And we would like to thank Nidhi ji. Can we please make some noise? Huge round of applause. Thank you so much for doing the honors. Although the next session is also yours. So if you don't want the transitioning of coming and going, it's better to stay. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to move to the fireside chat for today. It's very interesting because we have a very interesting topic. But before I dive into the briefing of the topic and who's going to join Nidhi today, let me also remind you about our ongoing awards apart from what we have just done. Let me also tell you that there's also VIDIA Awards, Video Media Awards and Summit, which is in its 8th edition. It's a premier platform again dedicated to celebrating power of video in today's digital first world, bringing together brands, creators, agencies, storytellers. Vidya recognizes excellence across video marketing, content creation, technology, innovation, and so much more. Right from, web series to digital campaigns to brand storytelling to video-led experiences, everything will be recognized in this category as we continue to shape the future of communication, marketing. Not just that, there's also yet another edition that's ongoing right now, and that is called the M-Cube Award, the Master of Modern Marketing. That is also in its 10th edition. It's a prestigious platform that celebrates the best of modern marketing by bringing together creativity, technology, strategy, all under one roof, designed to honor breakthrough campaigns of visionary leaders. M-Cube recognizes excellence across the digital content, traditional sector-specific marketing, and of course, more than just award night, it is a powerful confluence of ideas featuring through leadership. So stay tuned for that as well, and I hope all of you have been sending your and pouring in the entries as well. Now coming back to the present moment, like I said, we have a very interesting fireside chat led by, of course, Nidhi. Once again, let me also remind everybody about you a little. Nidhi is a global marketing and growth leader with over 2 decades of experience, ladies and gentlemen, across India and international markets. She currently serves as Director Corporate Relations at ABES Engineering College and Business School, and is also the founder of Satori, where she helps individuals and organizations build strong brands and growth strategies. So can we please make some noise for Nidhi S. Mittal? Can we make some noise, please? Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Joining Nidhi will be Dr. Ashish Pruthi. Ashish is a marketing and growth leader with over 2 decades of experience driving growth and business transformations across global organizations, including the SKF Group, Walmart, Flipkart, Stanley, Black & Decker. His work sits at the intersection of brand, revenue, and AI, and he currently advises organizations on go-to-market strategy, leadership, building scalable, future-ready businesses. So can we also have Dr. Ashish Pruthi on stage, please? Can we make some noise for him, please? Huge, huge round of applause for Ashish ji, for Nidhi ji. Welcome on board, sir. While he walks, let me also introduce the topic for today. It is inside the mind of a modern CMO, balancing growth, brand and technology. So there's a lot to talk about. It's a very interesting subject. Let's see what both of you have to say. Here are the mics.
Okay, a wonderful evening. How's everybody feeling on a Friday evening here? Any party plans right after this? Yes, some heads are nodding. Great, cool. We will definitely be missing Shweta. We would have really hoped for her to be here as well, but such is the case. So Ashish and I are gonna get into a conversation, and I hope that you guys will find it interesting. We'll try to keep it very conversational. We were chatting last evening as well, and we didn't want it to be like a monologue or just two people talking on a YouTube channel for you. So we will just probably try to ask you in between as well. If you have any inputs, feel free to. The topic is actually very, very interesting. And I was listening to Senthil's keynote as well, and how we are evolving a lot in terms of technology. The typical role of a CMO, I think, has evolved to a very large extent. I've been working in the marketing space for almost over a decade now, been into IT earlier, and it has just drastically changed right in front of me, right, all the time. And like in my introduction, you heard that I'm part of a college right now. So we have MBA as one of the streams as well. And there are a lot of students who study marketing. And one of the typical confusions is that what is the kind of role they should look for when they're joining marketing. So, this evolution has already led to a lot of new questions that we face every day on our table. And that is why this topic of, inside the mind of a modern CMO, I really wish I can get into it. Because, normally even if I'll ask Ashish or we have a side conversation, I'm sure it's still very difficult to get into that real situation which you face when you land into the office and you're dealing with those problems every day. But we'll try to address few of the areas, and let's see if you're able to, break this down. But before I do that, can I have a little show of hands that how many people are here from the brand side? Like you're working in the brands, okay. And how many people are in the agency side? Okay, mostly from the agency side. So we as brand CMOs would have made your lives very difficult. I did that. I'm guilty of doing that as well. And I'm assuming the rest of the folks are from neither the brand side and the agency side as a marketer, but obviously you're part of some kind of a role. So to just to start with, Ashish, today, let's not try to identify and give a definition to this role, but just as an icebreaker, how do you feel being into the marketing space, or let's say how any CMO would feel right now in 2026? Like a very generic starter. What are the honest feelings of a CMO right now sitting in 2026 where the world is moving the way it is?
Sure. Thanks. Before we get into that, just wanted to tell you that I started my CMO role about 25 years, as in a marketing role about 25 years back, and it's been about more than 10 years in a CMO role. And it's been across B2B and B2C environments. Now, a lot of things which I say, since when I started marketing, like I said, 25 years back, to what marketing is now, there's a sizable difference, right? Marketing has changed, a lot over the years. So I think, and this topic is very interesting to me because it talks about a modern CMO. and what's going on right now. So I'll try and do full justice to it. So to start with, Nidhi, how it feels right now, I think it feels more as an integrator. Integrator of not only brand, but revenue and technology. So it feels more as an integrator in the brand revenue and technology space, where the growth expectations are immediate. That's very, very clearly there for a CMO right now. But in an era or in an environment where sustainable growth takes some time to come, but the immediate growth expectations are already around.
Right, right.
That's
In
all
fact,
described.
that's exactly, and that reminds me that whenever you're in a marketing space, and we see this conversation happening a lot on social media and on LinkedIn as well, that the marketing, it's high time that the CMOs or the marketing leaders gets a table on the board, right? Because they used to never be considered as part of the important decision maker in terms of the revenue for the company. But now it has become like kind of a given mandate, right? Absolutely. And that is where my next question comes into that. In the last 5, 6 years, we have seen that this role has evolved a lot in terms of, are we calling a CMO a growth leader, a tech leader, a storyteller, what that person is really doing? Because it is no longer limited to just the principles of marketing, right? Every marketing conversation that we have, ROI is something which I'm sure is going to pinch a lot of people here, right? Because so you cannot, I mean, it is by nature, by principle, it is a creative domain, right? That's where we start the marketing conversations. That's how we do hiring. We actually get educated about, right? Whether become a designer or a content writer and stuff. But now when the question automatically drills down to what is the ROI, what is the impact, and then technology, which Senthil has very well told us as well, technology taking a larger part of it. So what exactly is a CMO now? What is a larger part of their role? Like when we sit down inside a board conversation, are we able to drive storytelling or a tech decision or growth?
Yeah, sure. Very, very good question, I would say. To reflect on that, I think these 5 years again, while you're talking, I started with 25 though, but even these 5 years have brought in a lot of difference to what a CMO used to do. So earlier I would say it was more about managing the brand, being the custodian and owner of campaigns. I think it's moved beyond now. It's moved beyond, I think, from a CMO role, it's more than managing a function. Yeah. Like you rightly said, it's about getting a seat at a table where the entire board is around. Yeah. So it's largely kind of come to being a growth orchestrator, if I can say that. That's what I see a CMO as. Where you're responsible for very, very clearly for business outcomes. And when I say business outcomes, I mean talk in terms of pipeline, talk in terms of revenue, talk in terms of efficiencies that's required for a modern CMO right now. So that shift has definitely happened. Yeah. Again, as we speak, the environment around is becoming complex by the day, right? We have more and more data, we have more and more channels to kind of go and talk to. And the role of AI, we heard the speaker earlier, the role of AI that's kind of increasing by the day in a CMO's life. So given that, I think the role of a CMO right now is also kind of enabled by tech a lot, which kind of helps you build scale. And for sure, as a storyteller, as a CMO, you can't say, no, I'm not a storyteller anymore, I just talk numbers. No. You have to be a storyteller, and that helps you build the brand, which to me is pretty critical even in the right, even in the current circumstances.
Yeah, yeah. And that is actually, I'm probably quoting the line wrong, and I don't know if Senthil is still here. There was a line very beautiful in his presentation that around noise and progress, there was something like that, right? So, typically, like if I go back to my fundamentals of marketing, I really, really used to focus a lot on creativity. And that, because that's what my next question is that, what amongst this all noise that we hear, and we all do it as a consumer as well. Forget about being a brand side or a agency side, but as a consumer also we are part of that noise, right? But what are some of the things that we can still do as a marketer to cut through that noise? What are some of the basic principles, probably, like you've been here for so long in this industry, but there would be some things that you have carried forward to still be able to manage through that noise. Because everybody is on social media, everybody is putting content. But what is something which principally a marketer can still think of, which makes you cut through this noise?
Sure. See, my take here is that while a lot has changed, there's a lot of AI coming in. I think specifically for a CMO, or if I talk from that perspective, the fundamentals remain same. So, any strong marketing or which is not noise, has to be backed through a basic some basic fundamentals. I'm sure you would have all heard it, but I'm repeating it for the sake of it. Yeah. What does your brand stand for? Whom are we serving as a brand, right? What is the business outcome we are solving for? What is the impact that it will create? Right. So these fundamentals, I think, are going to stay and still there, very much in. But we, as of now, the challenge which is there is you surviving in in middle of a lot of noise. And where the noise is coming from. It's coming from a lot of content creation, and thanks to AI enabling it in terms of coming in terms of quantity as well, and quite fast with speed. Yeah. And to me, you have to separate your marketing from noise in the sense that if let's say we see a lot of moment marketing, we see a lot of memes nowadays from all brands going out. But again, it has to be backed by strong fundamentals, the ones that I said earlier. If your people or our customers remember the meme, but not your brand, then it's not marketing. It's just content there. Yeah. So that's a difference I would put between noise and true marketing.
Absolutely, because not just in terms of the amount of being produced because of technology, but to an ease of access of everything. Yes. Like right now, sitting here, we all can produce one reel and just put it up, right? Absolutely. Forgetting what this event is all about and all that stuff. But guys, I know very few audiences left here, but still, are you guys really facing those problems when you sit down in your conversations, whether at the board, whether in your internal teams, that there's still a lot of push to keep creating that noise because there is this vanity metrics that we all have to chase. So a little show of hands, that are you still feeling that pressure? Because I used to do a lot in my brand life, especially when I'm into a B2C. B2B is still a little different. But when we are especially into a D2C market or a B2C, there is this continuous pressure to cut through that noise because of the pressure of vanity metrics. So do we still see that? If there are a few folks from agency, is that the thing that you keep getting from your brands? Senthil is raising it because I'm sure. So because, as an agency also, when I saw it, the immediate question is on ROI, even from brands who are just starting from scratch. They haven't even launched themselves on the social media. But there's such a rush to get those vanity metrics achieved. That's where, when Ashish is saying, we actually lose the entire DNA and the core of that brand, right? So that is one thing that we feel, and that is exactly, which my question is, we all get some budget, whether it's 1 lakh, 1 crore, 100 crore, right? Now, typically it used, and when I was working with Jio Savan, that used to be a very big question in our head when we used to meet a brand, that how does your brand mix looks like, right? Is it still very focused on performance marketing, which has become such a common word now? Or is it still focused a lot around brand building? Because, sometimes you choose activities which are purely for brand building, right? And sometimes there are activities where you are under the pressure of an ROI. So when you look at it, and wherever you have handled different budgets, Ashish, and maybe you can give us a little idea around maybe different industries, B2B or B2C and others, that how much of the, the balance between these two areas of building a brand for longevity or a performance marketing, which could be for a very short-term result. What's your take on that?
Sure, and I think that's a very pertinent question in today's age. Performance versus brand marketing. Yeah. And most of us have kind of heard, everyone in this room, I'm sure, I've heard all of these terms. So in my view, when it comes to budgets, and like you asked, how much on performance, how much on brand, I would say it depends on the context. And like you rightly said, might vary by a D2C versus a B2C and a B2B. So, maybe let's take a context here. A D2C brand trying to establish themselves at one point of time in the market, where there are very high growth expectations. you have to, when I say high growth expectations, I'm not talking, 10%, 20% like we typically talk in MNCs. That's how we kind of negotiate our annual targets. We are talking 10x, 20x here. And when you have to grow so fast and then set it up, so, in those cases, it has to be more performance marketing. Has to be more performance marketing. Because that's a given. You have to show instant results, and that's where nothing can beat performance marketing. Now, think about this phase, and sometime later, while you continue to build, and beyond a point, it starts getting called burn, right? In the e-commerce world, what starts happening? Beyond a point of time, you'll see your CAC starts rising, and I can use these terms, right? CAC, everyone knows. So okay, I know I have a good audience there. So somebody said no. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. So I'll use these terms. Thank you so much. That gives so much of a breather. So your CAC suddenly goes high, right? And that's when you suddenly realize, oh, we've reached at a level where we can't keep pumping money. And that's where the brand comes in.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to start building your brand to a certain extent, start investing money in brand. And we all know, I don't need to explain performance versus brand in terms of short-term or tactical versus a long-term stuff. So in terms of budgets, I would say it's very, very context dependent, Nidhi.
Right.
In the context that I said was very different. In some other context, let's say established brand, you still have to kind of balance. Think about brands like Nike, think about brands like Coke. Why do they still need to, spend money on brand? Right? So brand investments are always long-term, and they still need to be managed in line with performance. So they have to go hand in hand, nothing, and I'm not saying ignore one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what are
depending
your
on the
short-term
context,
goals?
yeah.
What are your long-term goals? At what stage of the business you are, right? Like you just gave example of two classic brands. Why do they still need to? But there's just a recall, right? They're probably not even competing anymore, but they just want to keep that brand presence alive. So, in fact, that is the reason, in fact, a show of hands can also happen here, that when you are taking such decisions, what primarily drives it? Like, is it data for you? Like when you're taking, whether it's for performance marketing or brand, is it something like that you rely a lot on data? Anyway, a lot. How much of an experience that you rely on, like in terms of experience of doing a particular activity or taken a particular brand mix? Is it focused on that this was the something that we experienced, this is the way we strategized it, whether or not very heavily backed with data, but that is something.
In fact, there was a very interesting thing, as you mentioned about CAC.
Yeah.
So there was an incident where the client said that, this is my strategy and this is where I want to go through.
Right.
And this is an international client, by the way.
Uh-huh.
And he's throwing money left, right, and center.
Interesting.
But then his CAC is increased to a level that
Yeah.
There are no results.
Right.
Like he's not garnering any kind of a result.
Wow.
So at that point in time, for him to detach from that kind of a result and depend on the data or
Yeah.
the research that the data is showing
Right.
is imperative for the brand.
Absolutely. So maybe there are times, sometimes, like experience, and the other point I was saying is instinct, right? Sometimes it might work that for you. And depending on then if you're doing it for a B2B, B2C or India, international market. So yeah, I mean, data is definitely very powerful.
And that's a powerful point which you just said. I think, so it is also about figuring out the right time when you want to step on the pedal for brand. Sometimes it might be too late. Like what you just said, maybe I don't know which brand or which case we are talking about, but sometimes it might just be too late for them to kind of now step the pedal on brand, because one is so used to performance. And then you're anyways short on money, then you think, oh, now that I have only, let's say, out of 100, $10 left, where do I invest on?
Interestingly, you mentioned about the early brands also, like established brands like Thumbs Up, Coke, all of these are still relevant to the market. But the brands who are entering at a very early stage, when they do such a thing, it becomes like paramount importance for them to gauge what's happening in the market first.
Exactly.
And if they are, like, say, into a unique gap, like for example, they've identified a gap in the market and they have a unique stance, then it's a questionable thing. How do you think a brand should navigate that? Like, as experts of the brand,
Yeah.
how do you think we should navigate the brand through that?
See, like I said, so one is that timing, right? The other, I think, to my mind, the other challenge that I'm thinking of is the noise which she spoke about earlier, right? Now, one can create a noise, but in the whole bigger world of, a lot of noise being created already in the category, will you stand out? So that's where the brand role comes in. Now, if I again, I can go back to as many old examples like Liril and Lifebuoy and all of those stuff. I won't. I will stick to the new age ones. I saw this brand Cred just now, on the board. Yeah. So many awards there, right? So if I have to talk about new age brands, this is one brand which I think has cracked the code on advertising in the sense that they've done something very different. That Indranagar Ka Gunda concept, which, bringing in Rahul Dravid, and then they bought David Warner also, is what I remember in one of the other similar campaign, another.
Kapil Madhuri Dixit.
Yeah, a lot of them. So, known faces, and I'm sure they've spent a lot on the brand side, but what they're doing is they're creating a recall. Somehow you'll start remembering Cred because they're breaking the sameness of the category that's there. They're coming up with very, very unique, different stuff, which is different from how maybe the other fintech players are talking at this point in time. Yeah. So we've not spoken about it, but maybe I'm jumping. I don't know if Nidhi has that, but I'm saying that is also something which makes a difference. You have to have distinctiveness in your idea because otherwise it's just noise.
Yeah, sorry, what's your name? Niharika, thank you so much for participating. But very interestingly, when we have been talking about Coke and all, a brand that comes right on top of my head like a radar is Lahori Jeera. They look at the storytelling they just hit, right? Like, because this morning I get groceries every Friday. My dad goes out and is like, don't bring Coke. It's not because impacted by that ad, but it's like, try and get a Jeera because Jeera bottle now is the season, and try and get Lahori Jeera. Look at just the pure play storytelling. You're not seeing any digital advertising, but they just created a niche by that, right? So that power still holds because, and that's my, probably the next line of thought as well, that we kind of are underestimating our consumers a lot as well. Like, do brands are even kind of really sensitizing and understanding that how informed our audience is it. Like, there was a level that obviously everything is coming freshly on your Instagram feed and you're seeing and you know that there is a dopamine hit if I buy and all that. But I think we have even crossed that layer now, right? We know that there is an ample amount of advertising happening, a lot of content being thrown, a lot of competitive players. So tomorrow if I'm seeing a Bafekoof and a Soul Store t-shirt and a Snitch, I probably might not even be buying any of them. But maybe 3 years back, these were all very new things for me. Yeah. Suddenly I'll see a t-shirt which I've never seen in my life and I will like instantly react and buy, right? So are we kind of really now at the state that because brands are smart, that they're throwing this, but at the same time, consumers have also become very smart, right? So what's your take on this?
Yeah, agree. So one thing I would fully agree with is consumers are smart. And why I say smart is they're very well informed, right? And brands sometimes mistake this for, they may not doubt a customer's intelligence, but they sometimes doubt smartness. And, where does, just to say a little bit kind of on smartness, why we are saying consumers are smart, and I'm sure we'll all agree, we all are consumers as well. So I always, when I see it from a consumer lens, I also see myself, I see people around me, my family, and people who stay in the same community, etc. So when we have to buy a product, what are we doing right now? We are checking reviews. We are going to different platforms to check the pricing. We also, as smart customers, I've seen from a brand perspective, they call out inconsistencies very fast. Yeah. And I'm saying inconsistency in terms of your messaging and communication. So that combined, I think those make the customer very, very smart, or consumer, whatever we call it. Yeah. They are smarter for sure. And which essentially goes on to say that how do you tackle that? And like you rightly gave those examples, Soul Store and others. Yeah. Now think about brands who've been old in the space, and I don't know if these are right examples, but I'm talking Ellen Solly and Louis Philippe, and all of these guys are playing in the same space, end of the day. And if they're not active, so they can't ignore that space at all. I think where they might have an edge, and where, if I were to kind of speak from a big brand perspective, going back to the basics again. So how do you have very, very clear brand linkage to whatever you say?
Yeah.
you can't say something else here and the next campaign suddenly changes, right?
Yeah.
To have a very, very clear cultural awareness. Very important in a country like ours where we speak multiple languages, our food habits change. So you have to have that cultural nuances built in.
Absolutely.
Right? So I know it finally boils down to the basics, but one thing which I can't deny is that customers or consumers are getting smarter by the day. And in the social media world, right? One thing is permanent, which kind of keeps the brand on toes. If you can guess, I'm talking screenshots here. Try doing an error and see how consumers catch you, how it becomes a trend.
Yeah.
And then the disadvantage right now, and when I started long back, we were talking about television advertising. Now we are talking digital, where people or consumers can take screenshots and make it viral quickly.
Yeah.
And
Trend or a troll maybe.
a troll, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
troll is a better word.
Yeah.
And the permanence of that stuff, keeps the brand on toes.
Absolutely, because they feel very connected to it. Like, is it like you just can't break our trust? That is the level they take it at. That this is something that we believed in. You kind of forced it in our head, right? And while you were just giving examples, I was just thinking of even brands like, because you mentioned, I think, Ralph Lauren and all. Even if you look at, I don't know how many of you shop from Zara's and Uniqlo's of the world, you would see that even if you land to their physical stores now, they always ask you at the billing counter, do you have an app or H&M, right? They would want you to download an app, and not because Indians, for those brands, are still they would want to go and physically try that garment out. It's not a very Indian original brands, but they would want you to have it, right? I frequently face that, and now I already have an app, all three of them. The reason is that they would constantly want you to kind of surf through the new collections which are coming in, be aware about their products and all. It comes in your Instagram feed as well and all that. So even for that, so when we were initially starting that it is about storytelling, tech or brand, they are established brand. They have great storytelling. Like everybody knows that Zara stands for a particular thing, Uniqlo stands for something, but they're now trying to add up that layer of tech, even if, like in a very subtle way. So I think, and because that's something I wanted to ask you, and because we've been talking about on the consumer side, is it a lot of emotional decision? Like when they make a decision, a consumer, is it something that is driven very much with the emotion, logic, or completely something else? Like if I'm, like anything that I know for that matter, it all depends on what headspace I'm in. Like let's say right now I'm tired, I go back, something comes on my feed, I need a dopamine hit, I'll just order a t-shirt which says, weekend aa gaya, right? But sometimes I'll then start to logically and rationally also think that, yeah, this t-shirt is not worth 700 rupees. Why did I order? And then comes the return cycle. Or there is something totally else, like anything that comes to your mind. As a consumer also, if you have faced.
Yeah, sure. I always look at it from a lens of a consumer, whatever I'll say here. So I would say both. Why emotions? Because those are things which kind of sometimes tilt you towards a brand. And we know a lot of brands and categories who thrive on emotional advertising, right? So emotions for sure. But we can't ignore logic, because that's where the rational part of the brain comes in and says, oh, have you seen the product? Have you compared it across? What about the pricing? How about the features? And that's where logic comes in. Again, would vary by category and depends on the context, but in my view, both will have a role to play in every category. Talk about a category like insurance, you will say it's driven more by emotional stuff, but I think there is logic there as well. With platforms like Policy Bazaar being around, people still kind of figure out, if this is my requirement, which of these players can offers me the cheapest stuff, and that's where logic comes into play.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think there's, when you say something else, what comes to my mind is beyond emotion and logic, the third thing is meaning. Again, meaning, what I mean is here is, what does your brand stand for? What do people associate you with? And it is that meaning which drives loyalty, end of the day.
Yeah.
Beyond emotions and logic as well. Because then they form an imagery of yours, in their mind space, and that's where the established brands have an edge.
Right.
Probably.
Right.
Because, but again, even as established brands, you can't sit back and say, oh, we've been there for 20 long years, nobody can displace us. And we just discussed that industry of fashion where, there are a number of new players and they've started so well.
Yeah.
it's been a brilliant start for some of them. We saw some names just here, right?
Winning all the awards. And yeah, I mean, these things can, like when you said meaning, Prada went for a toss when they just launched Kolhapuri chappals at lakhs, and everybody, it became a right that how can they do that? It's Prada at the end of the day. Yeah. So yeah, people do, brands do those things. And that is when, in fact, I'll ask this, start this question about, AI genuinely playing the kind of role it is in this, or is it just overhype? I'll give you my personal example. I was recently buying a bag. I just needed an office bag for a laptop. And I did no Google search, like zero. All I did was, there were a couple of brand choices that I had, and I had a detailed chat conversation with on ChatGPT for weeks. The brand that I finally selected was Nui. It came on Shark Tank as well. And I kept pushing ChatGPT to make sure that is it the right choice. I said, give me other examples and this and that, quality and all that. And like basically I was trying to, get complete trust and a confidence from that. And it was a very surprise, and I did buy that bag eventually, but it was such a surprise experience for myself as well, which I just started as a search, but to that level that maybe 3 years, 4 years back, I would have called AI as an hype. But now after that result, most of my conversations are happening on AI that, give me the exact brand, give me this, give me the entire, details of the nitty gritties of the brand and everything. So in fact, I'll ask this question to Senthil. I don't know, he doesn't have a speaker. But do you really think that AI is actually right here now, or is it still very overhyped? When we really talk about our brand rooms inside, whether it's agency or not. Like 5 years back, I would have said it's more hyped because it was not on my tables. It was not a conversation. We were still talking on, whiteboards and all, what could be the content, what and all. But right now, everything is being driven through that. So what do you think? It's really there, or is still a lot of hype in marketing space? Yeah, yeah.
So always marketing is dependent on tracking the events, right? Tracking how many people are visiting my website.
Right.
So currently there's only limited options that ChatGPT and others are there giving link out. So marketing and team, they are not yet sure the impact, but the impact is real because 4 billion prompts are being made every day.
Exactly.
There's a Google of 14.5 billion. That
Right.
people are there.
Right.
Now we have worked with one brand, that's Reliance Digital. Now what we have seen there is over a period of 3 months, right, we generated almost like 500,000 referral traffic from ChatGPT.
Wow.
Only focusing on the products.
Wow.
But a lot of people are looking at ChatGPT as a recommendation engine.
Yes. Yes.
But what is it recommending? It's not recommending you should buy from Reliance, rather it's recommending a product and the pricing where it is best, and then you go and buy it.
Right.
And there we are competing with Amazon, Flipkart, and the middle of that Reliance Digital is, if you look at it from an offline, it's there.
Yeah.
Online, RP is not that big enough.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
still we are able to do it, and we were able to see that referral traffic. When the referral traffic coming in, then only we are able to really understand its working.
Absolutely.
We are also thinking probably people are using it, but not making it. So the marketing wants to be on people where they buy. That's your main house, right?
Absolutely. Like you mentioned in your PPT as well that, what is it telling about your brand? And, ChatGPT is also a very smart guy, whoever it is, right? When you go back and they miss an option and you say, but what about this? And they say, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I could have looked at this also for you. Let me now give you a description of this. Like you said, it might have given me a comparison of Amazon and Flipkart, but I'll say, can we check it on Reliance as well? So it'll appreciate your thinking that, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let me try and do that. But because, yeah. It is definitely. Yeah. Yeah, it's at the end of the day trying to build a relationship with you, which is bad. Good. But yeah, same question to you, Ashish. Like, is it like, do you think it's a hype, or it's still, we are still far away from that to come to reality?
See, I'll answer it in two parts. One, like what we've been talking, as a brand, you can't ignore, like earlier, like you said, we used to be a lot on SEO, right? I think now, rather than being on the search engines, you have to figure out how are you there on these answer engines. You have to be a part of these answer engines. If somebody is asking, let's say, again, to the same example, what's a great brand in the fashion space? Somewhere your name should appear when the AI is answering.
Absolutely.
Because if it doesn't, you're anyways out from the consideration set. And I don't need to explain the funnel. If you're out in the first stage, you can't reach the conversion at all. That's one part of it. Second, I think now I'll go from a marketer's perspective as well. So AI, in my view, is something nobody can ignore, right? As a marketer, you have to live with it. You have to kind of ensure you use it to the best of your capabilities, and it helps a lot. If I see the AI support that one gets right now, talk about creative churning, talk about rolling out campaigns, hyper personalization at scale. Earlier it used to take so much of time just kind of getting that information out of softwares and others. Now it's a quick one, right? So it's something you can't live without. Now, the second part of it, is it overhyped? So I would just say that it might be overhyped because some people will say, oh, it can perform everything I do as a marketer. No. So if let's say it's about creating a strategy, a marketing strategy from AI, I'm not very sure there. And I'll tell you why. Because a typical funnel, where we kind of, if I have to talk, we start a campaign from insight. Then we dive into strategy. From strategy flow the creatives, and then we execute, right? So if your insight itself is weak and you load it onto AI, what kind of a strategy do you expect? And there are so many other factors, internal and external, which the AI may not know at all. Till you kind of prompt it and say, oh, and there's still so much more that the humans would know. So AI, in my mind, will just kind of, synthesize all the information which is available. But what should happen in the future that's where I think that's for humans to do.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest fear, even like if you're taking a medical advice or anything for that matter. The point is not what AI knows. The point is what it doesn't know, right? Like if it gave me two options and it doesn't even know third, how much of reliance do I have? And by the moment we are putting in that data as well, while we are doing those chats with AI, we are also kind of contributing to that, right? So I think that's where it is still very much there, but I think we are still to reach that stage where it has a consolidated, it becomes all equivalent to like a Google. Like Google is probably not biased. I'm sure it would be advertising, but still not very biased, that I'm only relying on a particular feed which is in my LLM. It purges larger base of data and still will give you relevant information.
You gave a great example, on doctors. I'm sure on a lighter note, maybe doctors are having a similar conference saying, is AI replacing us? Are people just asking? And I've seen a lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
And I've seen people even try with Google. And I've heard doctors in the past saying, oh, if you know so much, please go Google and figure out yourself. Yeah. I've been to the doctor and I said, I have this problem, but I think these are the medicines which you gave me have these side effects. He said, I have you read on Google? So, and AI is even at the next level. So it's also there, and that's where a great example, but I still don't think, I'm sure if anybody thinks otherwise, but I still don't think AI is in a position where they can replace doctors and you can just rely on AI and say, oh, AI has told me I will be fine. I don't need to take any medicines and go to a doctor.
Especially
I think there is a corollary with marketing here.
Yeah. Especially if you stop listening to podcasts which says that all the roles will be going away and start becoming a carpenter and all that. So, I think that's not the reality, because those are the kind of ads I keep getting on Spotify, a podcast ad where everything is being taken away, Microsoft report has come, start becoming a carpenter and a painter and all. That's not the world how it is moving. But that actually brings me towards, we are just almost towards the closure of our conversation. From your personal playbook completely, what is that one principle that you keep coming back to during any kind of decision making that you're having? A marketing principle, or maybe it could be a personal principle as well. I know we have touched upon creativity and AI not taking over whatever, and you also spoke about fundamentals of marketing. But there's that one principle. Like I said, for me it is creativity. I'm still hoping that the Lahori Jira kind of creations are coming from brains. Even Cred, Tanmay Bhatt, we all know, Moonshot, the company he runs. So it is not there. So I still very, very firmly believe that creativity is still pretty much by nature of a human being. But still, what is your one principle?
So if I have to say one principle, personal one is clarity. And that I think supersedes everything else, because clarity and consistency. First of all, you have to be very clear about what you are and, like I said, who you want to serve, etc. And then consistently repeating that again and again. You can have different campaigns, but your messaging has to be in that line, which is, and I'm not going on to brand purpose and all, because that's a different topic, but have a purpose and then kind of be very consistently after that. Because one thing which I see a lot nowadays is a term called virality. I'm sure all of us have kind of heard this. And virality will do what? It's more of algorithmic amplification that we do with the help of AI, and then it suddenly kind of becomes becomes viral. So virality to me is a distribution outcome, right? And virality will pick up whatever you give. It can make confusion or clarity viral, whatever you are in that state.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I'm saying, to me, clarity becomes very, very important. You as a CMO or as a brand manager or as a marketing manager have to be very clear about your objectives. What are your brand, what is your brand positioning? What do you stand for? What kind of relevance is your brand creating? So all of that combined, I think for me, it's clarity.
Yeah. So it's like Zomato has to keep saying बारिश में पकौड़े खाने का मन कर रहा है, तो हर साल फिर वही खाने का मन कर रहा है. You can't come back and say आज आइसक्रीम खा लो. So yeah, because that's how we remember a brand, right? The consistency. Okay, let me have a quick rapid fire before we close down.
Sure.
Brand or performance?
I think both, because
that's
I'll tell you why. Because brand drives efficiency and performance drives scale.
Okay.
You can't live without, you can't say one of them. It's
Data
both.
or gut?
Data or gut? I would say data-informed instinct, because data can only tell you, what's there, but it's instinct which is there, which comes from experience, one, and two, if I have to take decisions, I know by instinct that what is my team ready for and what is the market ready for beyond data. So both.
Okay. Should I be asking the next two if the answers are both? I'm not just kidding. Experimentation or efficiency?
Here, experimentation, but it leads to efficiency for sure. It should lead to efficiency rather, and that's where experimentation is useful.
Okay. And what would you like to leave the audience with, like one word for future of marketing? How is it the next 3 years going to look like? Anything that you want to mention?
So one word is, of course, integrator, what I started with. As a CMO in this time, you have to be an integrator, or like I said, a growth orchestrator, which can only come by integrating brand, technology, and revenue. So it's like saying you can't be a good CMO until you have, good commercial acumen, for that matter.
Yeah.
You have to have that now. You have to, or you can't say, this is not my job. Yeah. Don't ask me about numbers. I've done my brand campaign. No, it's not anymore. Second, you have to be very well versed with technology and be updated with stuff like what's happening on the AI side. How are other, brands using AI? So that's one big thing. Two, I think it's also about trust, building trust, because trust to me is the most strategic asset that you have to build over time. It can't be built overnight. So trust for sure.
Yeah.
Three, how will trust come from? I think I was going to say authenticity, but now I understand, just kind of thinking that it also relates to trust. As a brand, you have to maintain authenticity, because the consequences otherwise can be, lethal. And we did speak about social media there, and you're not pardoned for anything or any error. You may not say anything, that's fine, But if you say something which is incorrect, or you are caught by the customer in terms of being inconsistent, that's where the thing becomes viral and you lose the plot. And then it may take you another couple of years to reach where you are right now. Just one small error.
Absolutely.
So consistency stays, and that will, kind of be there as a principle. And again, maybe one more thing I can say is relevance over reach. Right? Because reach can be rented. I'm just saying this much, and you all know what I want to say. So reach can be rented, right? But again, trust is earned.
Yeah.
And trust is earned through the relevance that you create. Your brand has to stay relevant in a customer's mind all the time. And that has to come from consistent messaging and consistency of messaging, which you will do.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
No, thank you. And by that, I will just conclude that let's stop being a cost center. Let's become a profit center, all of us, the marketers. And trust once broken is like a heartbreak. People never forget. So let's try not to do that much. Thank you so much, Ashish. It was wonderful. Thank Niharika and everybody else who participated. Have a great, great evening and a good weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I would request you to just stay back, and I would request Senthil once again to please step on stage. And if you can help us felicitate both of them for doing and conducting such a valuable and insightful session. I think all of us had fun, and we are taking back home lots and lots of insights. Yes or no? I can't hear a yes. Yes or no? Even if it's a no, you can tell them honestly. But thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for doing the honors for all of us. Thank you so much once again. We're really grateful. I think both of you can have a picture together. While I see so many of you walking in together as a group, let me tell you about the timing and the beauty of timing. I officially announce a break now. So, well, as you may please. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's an official break. See you in 10 minutes. Let's keep it 10 and let's not extend it because I know it's a Friday evening. We all have got to, go perhaps party, chill or whatever plans we have. So see you back sharp in 10 minutes. Thank you. Guys, let's settle down and we can continue with our socializing after this one bit because it's now time for one of the most important awards for all of us, the DOD Awards, which is the Drivers of Digital Awards. Like I said in the very beginning of this event, we are in the 10th edition of DOD Awards. This marks a significant milestone, celebrating a decade of excellence in digital marketing, innovation, transformation, recognized as one of the India's most prestigious platforms. DOD has consistently honored brands, agencies, individuals who keeps pushing the boundaries of digital world. And it's now time to honor all of these minds sitting together under one roof. And to do the honors and felicitate all these awardees, I would request once again Ashish ji to please step up on stage if he's inside. So he's here. Huge round of applause once again for Dr. Ashish Pruthi. Can we please have you on stage, sir? It's time for you to do the honors for rest of the visionaries in the category DOD. And the first award in this category is Best Content in a Search Marketing Campaign. And the award for this one goes to, ladies and gentlemen, Magical Festive Growth by Infi Digit and Imagica. Congratulations, Infidigit, with the Magica Magical Festive Growth. Congratulations. Next up is Best Digital Strategy Campaign for an FMCG, Cetaphil and NP Digital India. Huge round of applause. Best Digital Strategy Campaign by or for an FMCG, CNIP, Cetaphil in collaboration with NP Digital. Congratulations. Next up is Best Digital Payment Facilitator. And this goes to Comviva's Mobiquity, Pay and Mobiquity 1. A Tech Mahindra company. Congratulations, Best Digital Payment Facilitator. Congratulations to the entire team. This is Best Digital Payment Facilitator. Next up is Best Marketing Automation Campaign. And the award for this one goes to India First Life Insurance Company Limited. Congratulations to India First. Not here at the moment, so let's move ahead. Best Digital Strategy Campaign for Transportation. And the award for this one goes to Ports of Possibilities, Adani Group, Dentsu Creative, Isobar. Congratulations to the entire team. Team Dentsu Creative Isobar for the campaign Ports of Possibilities. Well done. I like the team spirit that's going on. For the louder cheer, your biggest cheerleader is your team member, rightly so. Congratulations once again, the entire team. Well done. Next up is Best Search Marketing Campaign. And the Best Search Marketing Campaign goes to Infidigit and Max Fashions for the campaign Search Excellence. Infidigit with Max Fashion. Congratulations, this is the Best Search Marketing Campaign. Well done, sir. Congratulations. Next up is Best Content in an Influencer-Driven Digital Marketing. And the award for this one goes to Call It Mine Campaign Cloudflow with Lactocalamine. Okay, not here at the moment. Let's move ahead. Online Engagement and Loyalty Scheme of the Year. And this one once again goes to India First Life Insurance Company Limited. So congratulations, India First. Yet another award in its kitty. Next one is Best Digital Strategy Campaign for a Cause NPO NGO CSR. And this one goes to Mundra Diaries Adani Group. Congratulations for this one again. Mundra Diaries, Adani Group, Best Digital Strategy Campaign for a Cause. Well done, team. This makes it 2 for you. And many more to come indeed. Well done. Next up is Best Digital Strategy Campaign for a healthcare brand. And this one goes to, once again, Infidigit drives 436% top 3 growth for Helpy. Congratulations, Infidigit, back on stage. Going neck to neck with Adani Group. Next up is Best Low Budget Marketing Campaign Digital. And this one goes to BPCL In and Out Store in association with Goldmine. Congratulations. Next up is Best Performance-Driven Digital Campaign. And this one goes to HSBC IWPB Personal Loans. Congratulations to the entire team. Next one is Best Content in an Online Commercial. And this one goes to Shahi Chef Red Chili for Wagh Mare Masale by Rocket Ship Films. Congratulations, Rocket Ship Films, for the campaign Shahi Chef Red chili for Wagmare Masale. And I would request our team to change the screen. Congratulations to the entire team. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Digital Strategy Campaign for an E-commerce Enterprise. And this one goes to Infidigit Super Palace Vision to Victory. Congratulations, team. And once again, it's time for Infidigit to get back on stage. Yet another award, Infidigit in the win, leading the baton. Amazing campaigns, amazing strategies. Kudos to the win. Next up is the Best Business Blog or Website. And the award for this one goes to Pivot Roots MMTC PAMP AI-led SEO Visibility Boost. Congratulations to the entire team for this one. Moving ahead is Best Digital Experience Marketing Campaign, and this one goes to RuPay Credit Card C-Link launch for HSBC. Congratulations to the team, not here at the moment. Once again, going back to Best Engagement in Social Media Campaign. Now, this matters a lot because driving engagement in today's time and age is not easy. So this one goes to, once again, Adani Group, Dentsu Creative Isoma for Seva at Mahakum. Congratulations to the entire team for the campaign, Seva at Mahakum, Adani Group, Dentsu Creative Isoma. Congratulations once again. So many in the row. I think strategically speaking, जितने लोग आप लाए हैं, it's worth it because too many trophies are going home. कौन पकड़ के लेके जाएगा, right? So this was well planned in advance. All right, let's go ahead with the next award, which is the Best E-commerce Website in a Specialized Category Blog or Website. And this one goes to Indriya E-commerce Transformation by Infidigit, once again going neck to neck with the Dentsu Creative Isaba. Back-to-back awards. Kya baat hai yaar? Two very, very hot campaigns back-to-back by two very, very special brands. Congratulations once again, Infidigit. Next up is Best Instagram Campaign. And the Best Instagram Campaign once again goes to, I think, chair yahi laga dijiye, Dentsu Creative Isaba Adani Group Seva at Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra. Once again, a very special campaign, the Best Instagram Campaign. So kudos to whosoever was operating Instagram and doing and creating all those social media strategies. Congratulations once again, Adani Group, Dentsu Creative Isaba. This was for Best Instagram Campaign. Now let's move on to Best B2C Digital Campaign. And the Best B2C Digital Campaign goes to HSBC IWPB for personal loans. Once again, team HSBC, congratulations. I don't think so. You can go back, by the way, team, because the next award is for Best Digital Integrated Marketing, and this one is for Seva at Mahakumbh campaign by Adani Group, Jetsu Creative Isaba yet again. Best Digital Integrated Marketing Campaign. Like I said, इतना दूर बैठिए ही मत. I think आपकी चेयर यहीं लगवा देनी चाहिए हमें. Too much going and coming back. Yeah, lesser steps is required. Dentsu Creative Isaba, Adani Groups. For this one is for Seva at Mahakumbh. Lot of interesting Seva campaigns is what I'm noticing. I think this worked brilliantly in your favor. All the campaigns. Congratulations once again, team. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the category Best Cross-Channel Marketing Campaign Special Mention. And this one goes to Mother's Day campaign from TTK Prestige Limited. Congratulations, Team Prestige. Well done. Moving ahead, we have the AI-driven digital transformation of the year. And the AI-driven digital transformation of the year goes to Titan Corporate Gifting in association with NP Digital India. Congratulations, team. This one is the AI-driven digital transformation of the year, and this goes to the Titan Corporate Gifting campaign in association with NP Digital India. Next up is Best Technology-Led Marketing Campaign, and this one goes to Fortune Ganesh Utsav 2025. Well done, Team Fortune. Congratulations. Well, next is Best Technology-Led Marketing Campaign, Best Digital Brand Strategy as well. So now we are going to move to Best Digital Brand Strategy, ladies and gentlemen. And this one goes to, wow, once again, Adani Group, Dentsu Creative Isaba, Seva at Mahakumbh. Congratulations once again. Next up is Best Digital Influencer Marketing Campaign. This one goes to TTK Prestige in association with KKR Night Bite Influencer Campaign. Congratulations once again, KKR and Prestige. Next up is Best Use of Digital Media in the Mutual Fund category. And this one goes to Kotak Mutual Fund Ethnos for the campaign Sapno ko skip karo, skip nahi SIP karo. Sapno ko skip nahi SIP karo, Kotak Mutual Fund Ethnos. Congratulations to the entire team. Next up is Best Cross-Channel Marketing Campaign, and this one goes to Fortune Influencer Masterclass in association with Social Beat. Congratulations to the entire team for this one. Next up is Best Content in Social Media Marketing Campaign, and this one goes to the campaign Ports of Possibilities, once again by Adani Group, Dentsu Creative Isaba. I think, sir, इतने लोग भी कम पड़ जाएंगे trophies उठाने के लिए. You've got to get a big Lexus car, perhaps. Congratulations once again. Back-to-back awards in the win. Dentsu Creative Isaba. This one is for Ports of Possibilities. Endless Possibilities by the group. For the win, ladies and gentlemen, well done. Congratulations once again. Next up is, I would still suggest don't go too far. Next, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Digital Strategy Campaign for a Financial Service Banking Enterprise. This one goes to Concept PR and South Indian Bank, spreading Onam vibes. Huge round of applause, Concept PR and South India Bank. This is Spreading Onam Vibes, Best Digital Strategy Campaign for a Financial Service or Banking Enterprise. Congratulations. Next up is Best B2B Digital Campaign. And this one goes to? Any guesses? ठीक है फिर मैं क्या ही बोलूं, पब्लिक है सब चाहती है, पोर्ट्स ऑफ पॉसिबिलिटीज, अदानी ग्रुप, डेंसू क्रिएटिव, आइसोबा येट अगेन। बेस्ट B2B भी यही है, बेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी लेड मार्केटिंग भी यही है, एंड ऑफ कोर्स लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट बेस्ट इंस्टाग्राम कैंपेन। सो येट another award in their kitty, back-to-back awards. What a fab day, what a fab moment for the entire team of Dentsu Creative Aisaba. Congratulations. The next award, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Navigation Structure in a blog or a website. And this one goes to Intelligent Customer Journey Optimization, Kajaria Ceramics Rep India. Okay, the next one is Best Use of Location-Based Targeting. And this one goes to Bharti Season for Kohinoor Rise by DVIO Digital. Congratulations. This one is the best use of location-based targeting. Congratulations, Bharti Season for Kohinoor Rise campaign. Well done. The next award is the Best Branded Content Award. And this one goes to Exploring Mandava for Honda Elevate by Rocket Ship Films, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, congratulations to the entire team of Rocket Ship Films. This is Best Branded Content, Exploring Mandavas for Honda Elevate. A Jagran New Media Initiative, Rocket Ship Films. Well done. This is a very, very important award, Best Branded Content. Well done to the entire team. Congratulations. Next up is Best Digital Strategy Campaign for an Educational Enterprise. And this one goes to Fateh Education in association with NP Digital India. Congratulations, Team NP Digital. Best Digital Strategy Campaign for an Educational Enterprise. Fateh Education. Congratulations. Well done. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Best AI-Driven Personalization Campaign. And this one goes to AI-Driven Video Storytelling by Kajaria Ceramics, once again, Rep India. Congratulations to the entire team for this one. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Digital Strategy Campaign for a Telecom Enterprise. And this one goes to one and only Jio Unlimited Offer. Congratulations to the entire team. Next up is the Best Multilingual Blog or Website. And this one goes to Oasis Fertility 6X Lift with Pivot Roots AI SEO. Congratulations to the entire team. Best Video Marketing Campaign goes to, once again, सपनों को skip नहीं, SIP करो, Kotak Mutual Fund, Ethnos. Okay, the next one is Best Digital Strategy Campaign for an Agricultural Enterprise. And this one goes to the campaign New Holland 3032 TX Smart बहुत दम है भाई by Rocket Ship Films. Yet again, Rocket Ship Films. Well done. New Holland 3032 TX Smart बहुत दम है campaign. Congratulations to the entire team yet again. Rocket Ship Films. amazing team with amazing campaigns in different domains. Well done. And with this, let's move on to the next category, which is best use of digital media or platform in share trading category. And this one goes to Angel One in association with NP Digital India. Yet again on stage, coming the entire team of NP Digital India. Congratulations, well done. Congratulations, team. What a moment. Back-to-back awards yet again for NP Digital India. And this one is with Angel One. Next up is best educational blog or website. And this one goes to team Jagran Josh. Huge round of applause for the team Jagran Josh. Best educational blog or website. Helping so many of us via their blogs, via their websites. Jagran Josh, we all know about it. We all follow it. Jagran Josh, congratulations to the entire team. Congratulations. Next one is best content in a video marketing campaign. But before that, there's also a very special award, ladies and gentlemen, that is best trend or moment marketing. And this one goes to Zuno Safar Ye Chilwala, one song, 6 genres by #Orange. What an interesting name of the campaign, Zuno Safar Ye Chilwala, one song, 6 genres by the team #Orange. Congratulations. Well done, team #Orange. With this, let's move on to the category that I just mentioned, best content in a video marketing campaign. And this one goes to World Statistic Day for Tally Solutions by Social Panga. Congratulations to the team. This one is best content in a video marketing campaign. For the campaign World Statistics Day for Tally Solutions by Social Panga. The next one is the best digital campaign for a business solution enterprise. Any guesses for this one? Densu? Or kuch? Nobody else wants to vote for themselves? ठीक है. I like the enthusiasm. Busy Infotech Private Limited by NP Digital India. Well done. Congratulations. Best digital campaign for a business solution enterprise, Busy Infotech Private Limited in association with NP Digital India. Thank you so much. The next award, ladies and gentlemen, is a very special award because this is Digital Agency of the Year. A very important award. Who do you think bags this? Because so many agencies sitting with so many trophies already. So who do you think bags the Digital Agency of the Year? People on my left, Digital Agency of the Year, any votes? Digital Agency of the Year, any votes? NP? Okay, what about this side? Any votes this side? Densu? What about this side? Densu. Either any ma'am, any suggestion? Densu. Densu. Densu, 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 Densu. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the digital agency of the year, one and only Densu Creative. I would request the entire team, the entire family of Densu Creative, Isobar, to please join us on stage. This is your moment. Let's celebrate this together. The biggest award in the category of Drivers of Digital Awards, DoD Awards, one and only Digital Agency of the Year. What a magnum moment for the entire team, the entire crew of Densu Creative. Aisuba, it's your hard work that brings you today with so many awards back to back. I think you should all hold the trophy and just put it up in the air together on the count of 3 to 1, okay? On the count of 3 to 1, let's hold it together. Everybody just hold the trophy. Just hold the trophy. 3, 2, 1. Give it up for Densu! पीछे वाले आगे आ जाएं. You don't want to be missed out from this frame. Once again, well done. Congratulations to the entire team. What a moment this is for the entire team. Friday night तो असली ये मनाने वाले हैं. Weekending होने वाली है. Post the event. Happy weekending, happy Friday for real team Densu. What a day, what a moment. Congratulations to each and every individual in this team working hard. It's your moment to celebrate, and not just all of them, all of you who has won today. I think all of you go back home celebrating a perfect Friday evening and then transitioning into a nice sleepy weekend perhaps. वो कहते हैं ना चैन की नींद. So I hope all of you get that. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, there's a very, very important announcement because it's my honor to also inform you about the upcoming awards where you can fill in your entries. Number one being the Maddox Awards. The Maddox Award returns bigger, bolder after a phenomenal debut, bringing with it a truly disruptive, one-of-a-kind concept in the spaces of awards. Celebrating excellence across marketing, across advertising, digital, Maddox stands apart with its bold promise. You only pay, by the way, if you win. So let's see how, with absolutely no nomination fee involved, this unique approach makes it more inclusive, competitive, and purely merit-driven. So your entries are welcome. There's also yet another award, that is the India Content Leadership Award. Now this is a premier platform. So, okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, let's rest. Ladies and gentlemen, please once again give it up for Dr. Ashish Pruthi for doing the honors for all of us. Thank you so much, sir. Means a lot. You took out such, valuable time and of course helped all of us doing the honors. And while he walks back, let me also remind you that India Content Leadership Award, is a premier platform that celebrates excellence in content creation primarily. So content creation strategies, innovation across the platforms from digital to social to print to OTT. If you feel you revolve around any of these domains, please do send in your entries. And one last category, one last award is the Unlocked Award. Now this is a distinctive platform that celebrates innovation, resilience, impact across industries, recognizing brands, leaders, organizations that turn challenges into powerful opportunities. So with a strong focus on creativity, execution, real-world impact, the Unlock Award spotlight those who are redefining success in ever-defining landscape. So please feel free to send in your entries so that we can see you over and over again in rest of these editions. With this, ladies and gentlemen, the Digifest 2026 comes to a close. This is your host, Mini Devan, and I would like to thank you on the behalf of entire Inkspell family. all of you, for sending in your entries, for taking out your valuable time, for coming here, sitting, and of course, celebrating your moment with us. Can we just close this with a huge, huge round of applause and just clap and transition into rest of Happy Friday? And before we walk outside this door, I would request all the people who have won today to come for a group photograph on the stage. Let the memory not just be etched in our hearts, but also in our camera lenses. And with this, I sign off. Thank you so much and have a great, great evening ahead, people. Thank you. And I hope you guys are coming for the group photograph.
अच्छा ठीक है